Hello, everyone. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. And I am your lovely host, Nahanda Ahina Helker. And tonight I would like, why am I saying tonight? It is sunny, shiny. My neighbor's wearing tie-dye. And today, I want to talk about this book called The Almanack of Naval Ravikant. Um, I haven't done a book review in a very, very long time. And just because I haven't read anything in a very long time. So I recently moved to the country, as you guys know, and I've been spending a lot of my time cooking, cleaning, redecorating, renovating. You guys should be getting a video on the renovations once I start to figure out how to save video and edit it and put it together so that you guys can see some before and after because it's quite a big project considering all the things that I want. Oh. And I'm just like trying to see if I could get like permission from my in-laws and from my husband about what I can share and not and shouldn't share on the video on the channel. But anyways, back to the book, The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. I had seen this video. Yeah, I am following this girl called Nisha. I think she's English, British. She's based in England, and I don't know. I came up on her when I was starting to learn things about budgeting and money making and just, the usual stuff about how to really have gainful employment um, around my current situation of having to be a stay-at-home mom that is homeschooling. And so she was talking about her money making book list. I'll probably see if I could link the video in my description or at least leave a link to her channel in the description. Her name's Nisha and she used to be a banker. And she was on her channel talking about some of the more traditional money motivation books like Think and Grow Rich. And I had read a lot of the books that she had mentioned, and some of them were completely new to me. They were not on my radar. They were a completely new set of books that I had never even heard of, but I was interested in. And she talked a lot about how good this book was. And I got to tell you, it's from Eric Jorgensen. And I tend to stay away from books that are not written by the people that it's about. So like it's like a bunch of quotes and stuff from Naval Ravikant, and he didn't write the book. And so the first time when I went looking for it, I wasn't sure if it was the book or if it like another book that had been done on the book. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't sure if it was the right book. So I went back to the video and she, showed us the book. She showed the book in the video, and then I said, okay, it's the one. And then I read it and I finished it in 2 weeks. And I don't know if you guys know me, I never finish a book that quickly. It's very rare that a book hits me good that I'm able to just read through it from cover to cover. I'm, like I said, in the middle of renovation and in the middle of moving and settling into our new home, and I don't have a lot of time to read. But when I do sit and read this book, I'm able to read a lot of it at one time. And before I knew it, I was done with it. I was so impressed with what this book had to say. I'm going to talk about the prose first. That I was kind of sad that it ended. It just got me. It got me quoting, it got me nodding, it got me motivated. And I think if a book, there are not that many books that are, in my opinion, successful in motivating me instantly like this one did. And so I really encourage everyone to get a copy of this book. And I think it's money well spent. It was, I don't remember, doesn't say so. I think it was about 11 euros, I think, normal price. But it's well worth the money. And I like to have a physical copy of all my really good reads because if I need to go back and like underline something, highlight it, then I can do so. And I just have it around me if I want to touch, open it, or crack it at a page and just reread it. This is definitely going to be one of those books that I will reread. And I can't say that a lot about many of the books, the motivational books that um I've read, because some of them just kind of repeat the same thing throughout the chapters, and I think it could be done half of the amount, but this book was not one of those books. This book really hit right, and outside of like textbooks that I read for school, this one is definitely something that I am very, very encouraged by. Um, Cons. I wasn't really entirely sure about the layout because it was like he was being asked questions that he had done on interviews, and he was giving his response, and it was just at some point very confusing. So I am the type of person that when I'm reading a book, I like to have like a concept of the style, the place, different things and aspects and dynamics of the book. And I couldn't really grasp what the dynamic was. So I just let go of my preconceived notions of what I thought the book should sound or be like. And I just read it, you know, without any prejudgment or, prerequisites, which he did try to explain in the beginning, but to me it didn't help because I just didn't use the prerequisite. So that was a con for me. It was kind of confusing about that. The second thing is you're a deeply spiritual person that is attached to any religious beliefs. I kind of got the impression that he's somewhat of an agnostic or atheist. I'm not sure. I didn't really look him up. Although I had read some interviews from him from Naval before, I it didn't really register in my mind as heavily as it did when I read the book that this was something that would have been an issue for me. And I tend to want to steer away from people like that because there are, just because you know, I know that people who think like a certain kind of way when it comes to religion and spirituality have a fundamental different basis of where I'm trying to be in my life from me. And while I can respect their perspective, it doesn't really gel with me. Therefore, I feel like it's just something that is not actually in alignment with me. Therefore, I can sense myself being separate from their ideologies in the grander scheme of things because of their fundamental difference in spirituality. Because I'm a very spiritual, religious person, and so I'm always aware of that when I'm actually um, reading. But it kind of hit me by surprise, and I don't know how I feel about that. Still, I'm still going to be very, very interested in rereading his stuff and listening to his interviews, but I'm very cognizant of, okay, me and this person feel differently spiritually, but I am going to practice some of the things, spoiler alert, that he talks about. Just don't have a preconceived notion when you're coming into any kind of conversation about things like self-help or motivation. Um, and my daughter's climbing over the fence, going over to the neighbor. Okay, so all right, I make sure that I pay attention to her. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. I know I went on. Maybe I could have, talked a little less about this book, but I really, really enjoyed it, and I feel like this is something that you guys can benefit from. So please make sure to pick up your copy. This is not a paid sponsored video. I have no affiliates to getting people to buy this book, except that I enjoyed it, and I feel like you guys can enjoy it and be a benefit to it too. And you should definitely check out Nisha's channel. She did not ask me to do any of that, but I think that her information is very, very beneficial, and she's helped me a lot in the grander scheme of things. So thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.